Alright guys, the first thing you'll need is a frontal, a brush, a mixing bowl, 30 volume developer. I use the L'Oreal Quick Blue Bleach, and I will explain why I use that later on, but first I use the BW2 bleach. I had to bleach my frontal twice. You're gonna need a spray bottle and some aluminum foil. The first bleach I used was the BW2, like I have mentioned, and I used 2 scoops of that bleach. Now using the 30 developer, you're going to just put in a little bit at a time because you want the bleach to be at a very thick consistency so it won't seep through the lace frontal. You want it to be thick enough, like toothpaste if you want to say. As you can see, I'm just mixing it little by little with the bleach, and it should be thick enough that it does not run off of the brush, like so. Before I start bleaching my knots, I want to spray the frontal with a little bit of water and comb back the baby hairs because you don't want none of the hairs on the frontal to get bleached. So just go ahead, put a little bit of water and then brush it back. Now it's time to finally bleach it. You want to use tapping motions because if you rub it on too hard, it's going to go through and it's going to bleach the hair instead of the knots. So you want to be very careful and just take your time and just pat it on. Towards the edges, I like to use my hand as a guard to make sure that none of the bleach gets on the hair. Keep it together. You want to make sure that you get the front of the frontal because that is the most important part. If you do not bleach that section, it's going to stay with the black knots that look like little tiny ants. And you want to make sure your baby hairs are popping and that your lace frontal looks nice and scalp-like. So just make sure, guys, that you get the front of the frontal and just take your time, you know. Just go over it as many times as you need to until you finally get it right. And if you guys notice that my voice gets a little bit raspy throughout this video, it's just because I caught a cold and my throat hurts a lot. So please excuse me. Now you want to place the aluminum foil and you want to place the shiny side on the bleach. And once you flip it over, you want to get like a wet tissue and make sure that you clean up any of the bleach that got on the hair before it does start developing. Once you're done, you want to fold over the aluminum foil on both sides and let that sit for 30 minutes. The shampoo that I used to wash my hair was the Tresemme Color Protection, and the conditioner was the Tresemme Luxurious Moisture. You also want to use a wide tooth comb, and this is how the frontal looks once the bleach has developed. And you want to rinse that out in a downwards motion because you don't want none of the bleach to get on your hair. Once I rinse out the bleach, this is how the frontal looks. Then you want to go ahead and start shampooing the frontal. I shampooed it twice and then I started to condition it. Now, I actually had to go and bleach my frontal again because the minute that I rinsed it out, some of the knots weren't bleached and some were. I don't know if it's technically my fault or the frontal's fault. I'm not sure, but it really didn't do any harm to it at all. Now I'm just conditioning it, and this conditioner works amazing on this hair. The hair is extremely soft and it was really easy to detangle. There was no shedding at all, guys, which was amazing. You're gonna see me show the comb and nothing. There's literally no shedding. And you're gonna see me run my fingers as well. And no, not even a strand of hair, guys. So since some of the knots didn't get bleached, I had to re-bleach it like I mentioned. And that's when I used the L'Oreal Quick Blue Bleach. And I mixed it with the BW2 bleach. And it worked amazing. This is how the frontal looked before I did the second attempt. And I'm going to show you how some of the knots were in bleach. And it doesn't look that scalp-like, unfortunately, but it was fine. All I had to do was just blow dry the hair dry and then just re-bleach it using both of the bleaches, the 30 volume developer, and just repeating the steps all over. And there you can see how some of the knots were still black. So this is how my frontal looks once I bleached it again. And this time it looks so much better. As you can see, all of the knots are now bleached and it is looking amazing, guys. I'm going to go in with the Shimmer Light shampoo just to get that brassiness out of the frontal, just to make it look as natural as possible. One thing that I did notice about the lace frontal is that I said that I ordered a Body Wave, and it gives off a little bit of waves, but it wasn't as wavy as I expected it to be. Just because the other bundles that I am going to be using for my wig are truly wavy, this gives off more like a straight kind of look, to be honest. It has a little bit of waves, but nothing too major, which kind of concerns me because my other bundles are wavy. They aren't from Alipearlhair though. They are from Kamari Hair. So as you can see, guys, even after the second bleach, the hair was still easy to wash and to condition. It looks amazing and extremely scalp-like. In another video, I will show you guys how you could dye those blonde hairs that the bleach unfortunately got on. So once I record that, I will be linking that down in the description box. And look how natural and beautiful that frontal looks. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.